Oh.
It's time for the College Hockey Show! And now here's your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, and the degenerate Bostonian, Mike Warino.
All right. Welcome to the College Hockey Show. I am live on TikTok, and I did set up the multi-guest, so see if you can get on there, Mike. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram here momentarily. Sorry about that, Instagram. I'm a little bit behind on that. But we're now live on YouTube, Instagram. Of course, we always do Twitch and stuff, but we never see anything from that. So, Mike, how's it going? How was your weekend?
Doing pretty good. I think I'm on TikTok now.
Okay. Yeah, you're there. I see you.
All right.
So you should be there. And hopefully it comes in. TikTok, let us know. Appreciate you guys. TikTok, anyway. Hey, Mike, if you would keep an eye on the TikTok chat for me, if anybody has anything to say, then you can run that chat for me. Then I don't have to turn my head. Does that work? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, you are a legend. I always appreciate you popping in. You are the coolest. Okay, so before we get going on any of the topics, we got to show this. Maybe the best, and I'll do my best. Maybe the best assist I've ever seen in my life happen in the women's hockey game. Oh, sorry, Big C. Big Caesar. Okay, here's the move. Boom. Bats it down between the defenseman's legs. Goes one hand backhand sauce around 97, roofs it. What a freaking play. And what's better than that other pitcher? JT Miller looking like his mother died. Nothing better than the New York Rangers sucking. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, staff.
Why wasn't that on ESPN is my question. That's the
it was on ESPN.
It was on here.
Yeah, it was on ESPN.
All right.
It was on ESPN. So that play was unbelievable. The real news of the weekend was very disappointing for my main man, Mike, who roots for the Michigan Wolverines. They lose Ivankovic, their starting goalie. They're the number one team in the country. They're heavy. They just look like they're prime and bare to win another national championship, and they lose their starting goalie. Mike, tell the fans how you're feeling and what this does for Michigan.
All right. As a fan, devastated, crushed, hurt, scared, insert everything here. We've got 6 games against top 5 opponents remaining. With Ivan, I still only think we win 3 or 4, and now we're going to our backup. And he's a good backup. He played last year. He got time. But there's a reason Ivan was the guy. He's a second-round pick, and people were saying he should have been a first-round pick, as we're kind of seeing this season. How do I feel as just me individually? It happens. It was against Notre Dame. I didn't think it was a dirty play. The guy just kind of fell. And
yeah. No one's saying that. Yeah, for sure.
And it's just unfortunate. And these things happen. It's a contact sport.
From the College Hockey News. Shout out. This is what the coach said. I don't want to talk about medical stuff, but he's going to be out for a long time. From Brandon Nurato to the Michigan Daily. Okay. So that is not good news.
Nothing new's been posted that I've seen, and that was posted.
No, that's I mean, when the coach is saying that right away, they know it's. I mean, dude, the athletic trainers and stuff. Michigan has state of the art. They probably could MRI them in the locker room, and I don't know. I mean, they got to know. I mean, they know. They don't think it's good. Sucks because he played for Canada in the World Juniors, so I wonder. I mean, it's not a lot of games. Still, they play the round robin play, and then Canada medaled, so they were playing on the last day. The early game, not the game they wanted to be in. So, you know,
It sucks.
you know, we didn't really talk about that, but like Canada just shuts down every time they don't win the gold. It's like, guys, yeah, you're the best hockey team in the world as far as country is concerned. You're not going to win them all. You just can't. The other teams are too good now.
I think they also just have to accept the fact they're losing NHL percentage. It's something that's been trending.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, if Celebrini and Schaefer are on the team, they probably mop the frickin' floor. But that doesn't need to be said either, because those guys are the exception, not the rule. You got a country of 30, 40 million people, and like 10% of them play hockey. You know, just send your best team. Every year I hear the same controversy with Team USA and Team Canada. This year was a big example, but you hear the same thing every year with the World Juniors. US is no different. And I know we hear a lot from the collegiate ranked, yada, yada, yada. So, do you want to say any more about Ivankovic? I feel like that.
No, it's a tough loss. Personally, I do think this eliminates them from the Frozen Four. I will say that.
Yeah, goalie. I'm not ready to throw the book out on him yet, dude. The problem is, Mike, I just think there's a lot of mid. Even the good teams are kind of mid. You know what I'm saying? I just really don't feel like there's, like last year, Western was not a surprise. Denver was, Quinnipiac, I think, was a little bit of a surprise because how stacked that Minnesota team was. But like, they kind of got lucky against BU in the Frozen Four that year. Yep. Minnesota did. They got some calls. So, and I let their coach know it to his face at a restaurant, not knowing it was his coach.
Well, even I was at the Quinnipiac Merrimack game, and a lot of people don't realize that one. Merrimack scored on themselves twice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot like Northeastern's not having a great year. Providence, and I was just going to read. This kind of ties me in. Providence adds pro goalie, so they are going to add Michael Simpson. Simpson has spent the last year and a half playing pro hockey, including 10 AHL games. Now, when they say 10 AHL games, the guy was playing for the Savannah Ghost Pirates of the East Coast Hockey League. Okay, those guys are making such a minimal amount of money. They would have been eligible on the old NCAA standards. Like, they don't even consider you a pro. So I love that they don't consider, and this, like, what, you know, anyway. Simpson was a member of 2 OHL championship games with Peterborough in 2023 and London in 2024. He earned the Wayne Gretzky Award of the OHL playoff MVP with Peterborough in 2023 after turning a pair of 50 save performances in the OHL Championship Series. He guided London to an OHL title and finish up at the Memorial Cup in 2024, winning the Hap Eames Memorial Trophy as most outstanding goaltender. So this guy is a really good goalie, and Providence just added him.
And that's great for them. I know Bruins fans, Svetbark is out. I talked to him actually because guy's awesome. He's got a busted knee and he's on crutches signing autographs throughout the entire game, walking around the arena. So I got to talk to him, and he's going to be out for a little bit. But I watched Parsons get back-to-back shutouts. So, I mean, it's not like Maine's good. They're not the Maine we all know, but they're still a respectable team.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think this is great news, though, for Providence. They need older guys. They have no underclassmen. So, yes, he'll be an underclassman, but, having, professional experience, I think this is exactly what they need.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot to say we're live on X as well. Okay, what do you want to talk about from the weekend, Mike? Any big? There was a bunch of upsets. Where do you want to go first? Because I had bookmarked or messaged you a couple, didn't I?
Yeah. To me, the biggest one is Ohio State beating Michigan State. Ohio State needed a big win to turn themselves around, and they finally got it. I want to punch the Catamounts in the face because they ruined 2 of my parlays. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know. We still ended a profit, but it's losing those games stinks. Also, Northeastern, you just played yourselves out of the top 20 from the top 12. So
yeah, they are now. They're now 32nd in the RPI.
Lost 20 points. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with that either. Rightfully so.
Yep. And there was a couple upsets. You called it. UConn losing 2.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Mike McMahon said himself, Hockey East is sending 1 this year. I think they can sneak in a second, but that's unheard of. Like, who is it going to be? Is it? I think UConn's probably going to hold on, and then I think either a BU or BC will just win the auto bid, and then that's why we get 2. But I mean, it's Hockey East, not your year at all.
No, and BU's not good. They don't deserve. I mean, Colby Cohen said today. So like they played yesterday. I watched BU Harvard yesterday, by the way, a Monday game. And there wasn't really anything on Sunday. But Michigan lost Ohio State 2-1. Michigan State, sorry. How about Alaska Anchorage hanging in tough on Saturday with Wisconsin?
Almost beat Wisconsin.
I was really proud of them, man. I mean, that's a win for them. I would have liked it because they've been a good team, man. I'm in Wisconsin. So Penn State beat Minnesota. How bad is Minnesota this year? But for UConn to lose to UMass Lowell, they beat them the second night 5-1. No shit. And then BU lost to UMass. So, you know, and UMass isn't ranked this year.
No. Now, I do want to highlight Harbaugh did play for UMass. He is back. For those who followed the World Juniors last year, he led the Czechs to a bronze. So I am curious with the starting goalie now back, can he turn them around?
You know, Neil in the chat says, sorry, Neil. I'm going to guess your name is Neil. Neil Sims. I'm just going to call you Neil, and if it's not Neil, you can correct me. UConn doesn't have the firepower up front. We're climbing to the top to the Hockey East lead based on games played alone. Once everyone catches up, we're going down 4 or 5 spots. Yeah. Well, you went down quite a bit. You're down to 18 now. I feel like they're probably not going to be there. BC might be the one that hangs on, you think?
I think one of the Blue Bloods is going to win Hockey East, so BC would be there. I will say UConn, if they can finish 4th, they get a home game. And all of a sudden,
UConn is mid. Okay.
I believe I'm UConn's kryptonite because every time I show up, Viking stinks. And like I get so amped to see this guy play and then dud.
Yeah, and Avi,
every time I see him play.
Avi says a huge sweep for Providence over Maine. Again, I've said Maine is way overrated. They get the Chicklets bump because Mikey Grinnell. Good, I don't hate Maine. Their jerseys are awesome. The people are awesome. Maine and Alaska, there's a lot of similarities. They stole our East Coast Hockey League team. So not Maine's fault. Just no one wanted to keep it here. So Avi, we were just talking about an ECHL goalie basically is signing with Providence. So they are only going to get better, and they always play tough. Neil says, I was at the Tongass on Saturday. We didn't even play that well. Haven't been very impressed with our play since we stomped before BU 8-4. Yeah, I gotcha. Hey, Mike, can you turn the volume down on your phone? Because I'm hearing myself through your. So whatever's coming out, I'm hearing my vocals. Sorry if that you guys were getting a little bit of reverb. I was hearing it anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean.
I'll pivot a little bit here.
No, I was going to mention Union beating Princeton. Yeah. I didn't want to. That was a pretty and Union's not they're 21, so it's not. But Princeton was riding high.
Yeah, I keep in mind Union is hosting this year, so they will get a little bit of a bump when looking for picks. So if they're in that mix, they'll kind of get the nod there. I'm curious with just the ECAC in general. They didn't, with the exception of really Quinnipiac, no one really played a lot of out-of-conference games, and they get a lot of teams that are ranked. Is it false rankings, false advertisement because they didn't play enough out of conference.
Well, I feel like this will all sort itself out at the end, right? They played RPI. Quinnipiac did, and they had to beat them in overtime the second night.
I mean, BU stinks, and Harvard just got waxed by them 4-1.
But Harvard led for a good 2/3 of that game. It took BU a minute to get in there, and Harvard is not good this year. I think they're going to be towards the bottom in that league.
I do too, but I think they're ranked kind of high right now.
What, Harvard? They're not ranked.
They're not ranked. All right. At one point, I know.
Okay, and the RPI, they got to be. Okay, they're 27th. They went up because, because they've gotten a couple of wins, but they're 7-7. Yeah, I mean,
they're where I thought they should be then.
Yeah, I mean, they're a mid team, kind of ranked mid. That's right.
Yeah, for some reason I thought they were like 20 or 18. I'm like, well, they were too high.
No, and I think they went up after this weekend because even though they lost, what did I say? Where did I say they're 27th? So I mean, they're ranked ahead of Clarkson, Maine, Merrimack, Ohio State, Northeastern. I mean, Holy Cross, RIT, Minnesota, Colorado College, UMass. I mean, there's plenty of teams that are below them. Army should be above them. They don't have the restrictions that fucking Harvard has. And I get it's a prestigious school to go to, but the fact that anyway, we don't have to go down that road.
No, I mean, you go to Harvard, you have the academics. You go to Army, you have the academics, and you have to go to the military. Like there's a
No, Army's not easy either. But I feel like because they're in such shape and so mentally tough, they should be fine. Like they should be able to outwork most fucking teams.
I think they're overworked because they have military requirements.
Well, that's definitely the case for sure. I know guys who I've served with guys who went to West Point. By the way, they fucking drummed Mercyhurst this weekend 5-0.
Nailed it.
So apparently they party a little too much in Mercyhurst. Sorry.
That's why they call it Mercyhurst, because they have mercy rules for their games.
They must not be good. Augustana, they're ranked, so that's not really an upset. North Dakota dolly-whopped Colorado College. And Western Michigan, Denver. Western Michigan beat the shit out of Denver on Saturday.
Like a lot of people were saying when Colorado College beat North Dakota the first time in OT, it was a upset. I'm like, well, hold on. We've talked about Merv back for the last 2 years. To me, at home, putting up 40 saves, that's not a surprise. I mean, North Dakota clearly is the better team, and Saturday they showed us all why they're the better team. But we got to give Merv back some credit. And
Colorado College won in overtime the first night, though.
Yeah, and it was because their goalie stood on his freaking head, and there's a reason why the Avalanche picked him.
But dude, I mean, Colorado College is not ranked this year. They're not. I mean, they're way down. They are 37th in the nation, and this is after the weekend where they took one from North Dakota. North Dakota went up to 2. I guess they don't consider Colorado College a bad loss.
Right.
But so North Dakota went from 4 to 2, and they lost one game.
Right. And I look at Colorado College. I'm like, there are some nights I'm like, you guys are a top 15 team. And
I mean, North Dakota on Saturday beat them 5-2. So I get maybe why they didn't drop them, because you lose 3-2 overtime. Okay, whatever. Overtime, no big deal. Like you took a team, you didn't get destroyed.
No,
I mean, it was at Colorado College, so
you got a hot goalie.
You're on the road. Yeah, North Dakota and Minnesota Duluth is 4 or 5. Well, no, NPI rankings, Avi. We're using the NPI rankings right now. Michigan's 1, North Dakota's 2, Wisconsin's 3, UMD's 4, Western Michigan 5. Michigan State 6, Penn State 7, Dartmouth 8, Cornell 9th, Quinnipiac 10th, Denver, Augustana, Providence, St. Thomas, Princeton, and Boston College. That's your top 16 right there, Avi, right now. Again, this is going to mean much more in February.
Yeah.
March. Like, we're so far away from the Frozen Four. Like, we got half the fucking season left, man.
I would say
None
the
of this
end of
shit means anything
February
right now.
when we start talking about like tournament seeds, like conference seeds. We're like, all right, we've got 2
well,
games
hold on.
left.
Let me address Avi. Dartmouth is so rated. I don't know how they have their 8. They haven't played all the teams in their own league yet. Watch. Because Cornell is good and Princeton is good this year too. So they're gonna play some tough games, Avi. They won't, I don't think they'll stay. And we had this, didn't they fall out last year, Mike? Wasn't Dartmouth? Didn't they fall off a fucking cliff?
They were
last
4
year?
last year
Yeah.
going into this weekend. Went to
Well,
Merrimack.
Quinnipiac's going to be there, Avi. We think they'll be there. He says Quinnipiac
Yeah.
for the people listening on other platforms. I'll pop it up on the screen so everybody except for TikTok can see it. And Mike, if you see anybody in TikTok, he goes, Quinnipiac is a top 5 team, honestly. And then he asks, Dartmouth, I watched them versus ASU. They look mad. Yeah, they just haven't played anybody really tough right now. They won some games they weren't supposed to early, and they're ranked. Again, people get caught up in these rankings. A computer does it. So it's not a board or it's not fucking anybody over. I know in the end it'll be right. Our argument is, Mike's and mine, is we want to see a 32-team tournament. I think I mean, and we just go to the end. Northeastern's in, Ohio State's in, Harvard would be in. This is today. Again, all this would change. But you just have so much more, and you really can reward the 63 Division I teams because I know some are folding. The Bobcats, the thing about Quinnipiac, and I'll always be on them, that's the best defensive hockey I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And I'm talking about, I grew up watching the Devils trap and Ken Hitchcock and the Dallas Stars trap with 2-line offside pass. I was so unbelievably amazed to see that Quinnipiac team in person when they won the championship 3 or 4 years ago. They just play and good defense leads to offense. So, you just have to play like spectacular defense and the offense will come. Because if you're taking the puck off, guys, chances are you're going the other way. So that's why I don't believe you have to have a fast team to win. I mean, look at what's happening. Look what's happening in with the Leafs. They've slowed down. They're finally figuring out they can forecheck and cycle, and you don't have to, and you play good defense. You don't have to be picking the puck out of your back of your net. And you just don't turn the puck over needlessly. So, that Bruins game the other day where they put up, I'm just saying, if you can control the game, Quinnipiac is a great team. I would not be shocked if they're in the Frozen Four. Mike, I don't know about you.
I think actually this year, no, they learned how to score, but I mean, they should always be someone it's on your radar. Like, all right, where are they going to be in the tournament? That's just how they're built. That's how they're recruited.
Louis Blake has a question for you, Mike. I'm going to let you answer it.
Worst team in college, huh? I think
Mercyhurst could be on the list there.
It's like, statistically speaking, Mercyhurst, Northern Michigan, but I'll give you this one as a team that's letting me down this year. I'm going to say Boston University. Ranking-wise, no, but they have all the talent in the world. 22 drafted players. You're telling third-round picks, go sit in the stands. We have someone better than you. So, statistically speaking, it's Mercyhurst, Northern Michigan. But as a fan, and I live in Boston. I went to the same high school as Jay Pandolfo. I graduated with his younger brother. It is Boston University. They are the worst in college hockey this year. There's no excuse. You have 22 drafted players. You should be in the top 16. You have 9 first-round picks. No excuse.
Just Cole Hudson on your team is enough. I
think they have a top 5 coach.
Yeah. Mercyhurst is ranked dead last in the RPI, 63 out of 63. St. Louis, Northern Michigan are close 3. Ferris State, Stonehill, University of Alaska, Anchorage, bottom 6. To Robert Morris, Brown, RPI, Matty Merles. Sorry, buddy. BU is third in Hockey East. Just to add, yeah, I know, but Avi, Jay Pandolfo himself would come on this show and say, this is a disappointing year. Like, they got to win out to be like, we'll just see, because I'm going to be at the Bean Pot, coming to the Bean Pot. I'm going to be traveling in what? Like the 27th? So 14 days from now, 2 weeks, I'll be in Boston. So we'll be doing this show, not by all capacity, but we'll do this show from Boston.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll see BUBC that Friday as well. So, I mean, you get a couple looks at the Terriers to see how they go.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean,
okay. Yeah. What other games did you want to talk about before we call it an evening? We've had a lot of people, man. Tons on TikTok have popped in. We've got 44 people watching us on all platforms. I really appreciate it. We're back in the swing of things, and people are coming back, so that's awesome. Oh, thank you so much.
It feels good. Thank you guys everyone for coming on. I think the games I'm looking forward to, like this Thursday, Michigan State and Wisconsin are playing. They have the Thursday-Friday series, so Big Ten Network and ESPN.
Oh, no, we're not going to preview games. We'll do that Thursday.
So,
any other game you wanted to talk about from this weekend that like stood out in your head or that you went to that you were excited to talk about?
So I will say something that stood out for me. I give some credit to Parsons. He made his first collegiate start this weekend and had a pair of shots.
For who?
Providence College.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
3-0.
3-0 and 5-0. 2 games, 2 shutouts. Hell of a goals against average kid. And so I got to give him some love. That I think that's a great sign for the Providence Friars.
And then they got this other goalie coming.
And exactly. So, I mean, traditionally speaking, they've pumped out a lot of goalies. They don't always pan out, but they always have.
It was 6-1, by the way, on Friday night.
My apologies.
He didn't get the shutout, but I will give you the stat line here for the I want to see how many shots they got for you there. Maine had 27 shots on goal. So he saved all but one. They had 6 power plays. So yeah. Maine also had a game misconduct and a minor penalty and a major penalty. So they must have been pretty physical. Maine's having a really not fun season.
No, and there is someone also we could argue it's just like BU, like they lost 1 defenseman. That was it.
Yeah, Roger McQueen had 2 goals for Providence. I think he's a New York Rangers pick. Is he not?
He is. I thought he was. I know he's a top 10 pick for that matter.
Let me look. I got it right here.
He hasn't been the force I thought he'd be for the Friars, but he's also, like many, just adjusting to the collegiate game. It's more physical. And I think we tell.
He's an Anaheim Duck.
He's a Duck. I will say, we say it every week. You're going from juniors where I think the oldest player is 18 to college where potentially the oldest player is 26. There's a difference between an 18-year-old teenager and a 26-year-old man.
This guy's 19, by the way, Roger McQueen.
He went from the oldest to the baby. He's adjusting. He's got to.
Yeah. Dude, Providence, man, I'm not going to be shocked if they're in the Frozen Four. Their fans show out. They always sell out.
I got season tickets.
Shout out my buddy John Duncan, who did Off the Wall. Many of you guys remember Off the Wall Hockey. He quit doing YouTube. But he lived in like southern Massachusetts, and like his sister went to like they were like, he goes, yeah, I love the Bruins, but he goes, I go to Providence games all the time. Probably because it's fucking affordable.
Yeah, back then too, it was like $10 tickets. It's awesome.
I mean, this was like a couple years ago. So it's like,
no, $20 tickets. I still remember when Cassiola was there. So it's shout out to Paul, who I graduated with, but your brother Dan, kudos to him. We got stuck behind this weird guy named Martin Brodeur. So we never really got much NHL time.
Providence got to keep winning to make the tournament. That they're on track. Yeah, I agree, Avi. Yeah, I agree. St. Thomas looks pretty good. Should make the tournament. You think St. Thomas will make the tournament?
I do too. I had
They're
St.
14th
Thomas
right now, Avi. They'd be in.
I had them winning their tournament, but also not getting an auto bid. Like I think they would earn their own way in. I think they're going to be closer to a 12 or an 11 when this is all said and done.
Well, I mean, look. I mean, they're.
The problem with the CCHA is they just don't have the firepower. Like there's no other than Min State, there's no real sexy names there. It's not like, oh my god, we're playing Bemidji State, like Ferris State. You're not knocking the wind out of anyone's sails there. But
yeah, I mean, Bemidji State, they could be good. It just depends.
They have years like Ferris State's won national titles or won one and lost to BC, lost to the Gaudreau brothers actually. Johnny on the spot had a pair with 3 minutes to go to give BC the nod in that natty. So I mean, they've had their years. It's just they're not. When I see like wind in the sails, like I'm looking for the blue bloods. You go to the Big Ten, you think Michigan State, Wisconsin, Minnesota, like those teams. Are like, oh man, you get hyped up for. You don't get hyped up for Lake Superior State. It's just. That's the issue with St. Thomas is they're not going to get a lot of love from the fans outside of the CCHA. You're definitely going to get it here. We understand what good hockey is. And I think Beard and I keep it pretty unbiased. I admit to being a homer to Michigan, of course, but I'm telling you up front I am. So I
can't really be a homer if you don't live there, though. I mean, I just feel like we're upfront about the team you root for. So.
Yeah, I try to be.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, Avi.
No,
I'm not buying Penn State's gonna get hot, man. I was woefully. McKenna has not impressed me, man. And if it was me tomorrow, I'm drafting Stenberg. I'm drafting Ivar Stenberg out of Sweden, number 1. Just doing it. You can laugh, dude. I've seen the guy play. He turns the fucking puck over too much. I think the game is so played two ways. I think if he played in the 90s, he'd be fucking tearing it up because guys didn't play as well two-way now. I think, there were just bodies out there. If he played in the 80s, he'd be tearing it up. I think he's a very offensively skilled. He looked good in the bronze medal game. I'll give him that. But he did not look in any other game for Canada except for Denmark, and he torched them. But they weren't any good. They're the fucking worst. They have to fight to stay in the if Russia was here, Denmark would never fucking make the tournament there. They wouldn't even play in that league. They play in another league. They believe they need to play lower. They don't have a big population, even though it's winter there a lot. Yeah, dude. I'm not a believer in Penn State, man. I like Guy Godowski, and he almost did something special with that Spangler Cup team, which that was fun. I watched a couple of those games, man. That was good shit. Thank God I got the NHL Network now. Yeah, so we'll talk about all the games Thursday. We'll be back Thursday at 10:30 Eastern. Unless, Mike, that doesn't work for you, just let me know.
So I'll for anyone out there, Zdeno Chara's number is getting retired Thursday evening, and I am at that game. I have
nice. You gotta go.
I gotta go. Big Z's getting his jersey hung up. As soon as that was announced, I snagged my ticket.
So the big game for the weekend is obviously Michigan State, Wisconsin, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a big one. Princeton, Cornell, I'm interested in those because Cornell, we don't really know what they are. Princeton lost some ground this weekend, so I don't know. Where else you thinking? Northeastern New Hampshire sounds like a fun one, but
that's a fun. As a fan, that's a great one to go to. But as an outside person, should I watch this game?
Well, you're gonna watch Michigan at Minnesota. Yeah. I'm guessing.
I know. Saturday, I will be at Providence Boston College game. That is where I will be.
Nice.
Friday.
That's gonna be a good one.
I think we're at Lowell. I forget. Savage has the
Friday. So you're going Thursday. You're going to the Bruins. Friday, you're going to a game, and then Saturday, you're going to BC Providence.
Yeah, I got free where I'm going Friday, guys. You'll see it pop up on Twitter or X. But yeah, got to get the game got to get the game count up. The Savage is on pace for 68 games this year. I got to give him kudos. And Brian is on pace for 74. Obviously, they're not all college, but still, it's a lot of hockey.
They hate their wives.
Brian's single.
That makes sense. The Savage is like got kids, doesn't he?
He's got Dax. His son's name is Dax, and Dax is on pace for like 65 games.
So he takes his son, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, it's father-son all day long. His wife actually will sometimes go to games without him. Like they'll go to different games.
Oh, if she goes too, then I'm joking. Savage, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great dude. Yeah, but those two are meant to be together, guys. They like she'll go like, oh, I want to go see this player.
Well, thank God my wife likes hockey, dude.
Yeah.
She used to like football, and she doesn't like that anymore. And it's kind of a bitch just to watch football sometimes. But and I also feel guilty because it's like, oh, she doesn't really like this anymore. It's like, all right, but hockey I can get away with watching. So anyway, love it. All right, I think that's gonna be the show, Mike. And thank you, TikTok. We got I don't know how many engagements we had, but I kept seeing names popped in there all the time. Nothing through the chat. Avi says Northeastern has to sweep. Avi, it's so good to have you back. We needed Armand. There was people in here talking shit while you were gone, man.
Yeah,
just kidding. Yeah, just kidding. Anyway, we had upwards of 50 people watching, mostly on X. But I really appreciate it. Avi, thank you so much, man. We'll be back Thursday, 10:30. The rest of the college hockey season, unless we let you know, everything will be Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10:30. There was a game that was played yesterday. I'm glad we didn't have a show because it was also a playoff game, NFL. It's like I just don't want to compete with all that. So anyway, Mike, great to have you. Everybody on TikTok, thank you so much. Instagram, probably had some people on Instagram too, and I just didn't acknowledge it. So thank you for everybody. And we'll see you. I should be reaching out to Mike McMahon. He should be coming on soon, right?
Hopefully. Same with.
Did you talk to him when you went to the Merrimack game, or?
I didn't get a chance. I talked to Nick Pierre. He's just trying to sort out his schedule to come on. For those that matter, he's a left winger, first liner for Merrimack.
Yeah. I think if we want to have players on, we need to go through the college. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, for him, it's actually we go through Mike McMahon. He would be the guy to talk to for Merrimack guys.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. So we just talked to the school. Because I don't want to get those guys in trouble. And we could just have them, hey, you had like talk about a couple of their games, and it'd be good to have live interview. Anyway, we'll let them know it's live. So,
yep.
Everybody, I appreciate you all. Have a good night. I'm gonna have some dinner. Mike, good to see you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
See you Thursday.